I'm here with Hayden Patriquin and Will Howells. Today, they're gonna explain to me exactly how to hit a backhand flick so I can do it like them.
And there he is.
So the first thing that we're going to talk about is when you want to use your backhand flick, and that's going to be when you're able to push your opponent back with a dink and you're able to lean in and look for that opportunity. So what this would look like, we don't necessarily want to do it off a dead dink like this, but maybe if I hit a pressure dink like that, I'll get a pop up and then we can take a rip at it. Hayden and I have like similar but different flicks, so I'm just going to go over technique wise with you. Like the way that I hit mine, I have my knuckles down like this. And then I kind of just snap through. I don't have any take back from here.
Yeah, so this is when we're dinking, right?
Huh?
This is when we're dinking, like the flick we hit?
Yeah, the flick that we hit. Like
yeah,
the way that...
Yeah, so tip down also, like...
Okay, so you do yours a little bit different.
Yeah,
I don't go tip down as much. When I'm up higher, I just snap through from here.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah.
But lower, I'm more like...
Yeah, for sure.
More like with your body too, like squatting.
For sure, technique-wise, I agree with that. So... when the ball is a little bit higher, the first thing is you want your knuckles to be square towards the net. So if you can take a step towards the net and you want it to almost just be like flat against the net, right here. Knuckles down, paddles flat against the net. This is if the ball's a little bit higher. So if I'm doing this, it would look like this, right here, right? Go a little higher, right there. Yep. So it's a short, compact motion. There's not any take back. We're not moving our paddle back this way, and we're not pulling it down. So there's no like down and up. There's no back and forward.
Would you say that you're hitting more of like up through it or like straight across?
Both. So
depending on the ball.
Yeah, you want it. The way you're gonna get the shape is you're gonna add in a little bit of that windshield wiper here. You're gonna brush it a little bit.
Right.
But you still want to be able to hit it a little bit flatter so you get the pace on the ball.
Yeah, when it's higher, you don't necessarily want to brush it. You want to get it down.
Yeah.
You don't want to. When you're brushing it, it's slower, more spin. Like if it's higher, you want to go straight down, basically.
For sure. Yeah. You're basically just like from this position, you're just snapping through.
Yeah.
So then the next thing would be if the ball is lower. Obviously, you're not going to get the perfect high ball every time, but being able to create from a little bit lower can be super beneficial at times. When the ball is lower, you're not going to be here anymore. You're not going to be flat. You're actually going to bring your paddle tip down, as Hayden was saying earlier. So you want to bring it down, and the reason for this is you can now come around the ball. From this position, it's a lot more difficult to create that brush and still maintain pace. From here, you can still get those knuckles down and snap around the ball. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, and you can also hit different spots when you're down. Like this, you're not going to be able to hit like middle. When you're down, you can come around the ball and hit middle.
Yeah. What this looks like, a little bit lower. I gotta make it. Right,
nice.
I got my paddle tip down. I'm snapping around and through here.
Yeah.
Same thing, one
and
more.
that same spot, you can still hit this side of the court.
Yeah, why don't you show that?
All right.
As he was saying, when you get that paddle tip down from that lower position, you can hit different spots. So Hayden has like the most mobile wrist in pickleball. It's ridiculous. The things he can do with his wrist are unbelievable.
Crazy.
So he can hit like insane angles from pretty tough spots. He can go through the middle. He can go into your body. He's hit me a lot of times. And then he can also go to your forehand off of these low spots because he gets that paddle tip down. So go ahead. Yep, you see that? He gets the paddle tip down. He's able to get it down the line right here. Through the middle, same thing. Nice. And then angle one off. Let's see. Let's show some talent here, Hayden.
All right.
Give the people what they want. Hey!
That wasn't even my best one, but you get the idea.
That was Hayden's worst day without a warm-up right there.
That's right.
Yeah, usually that's landing like maybe 6 inches from the net right here on the line.
6 inches, that's a lot.
You get that? Yeah, we'll cut that out. No. You should add that in. Oh my God, that's too funny.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here, stand here so the mic picks it up.
Sure.
Or you stand on this side.
Yeah.
So when I was learning it, I think when I first moved down here, before I moved down here, I was trying to use finesse with the flick, and then watching you guys and everybody just being in Florida, I feel like people just use like sheer power
Yeah.
to just like overpower people.
Yeah.
Any ball that's like slightly up, you just want to crank it at the person. Is that right?
Absolutely,
100%.
absolutely.
As
You want
opposed
to.
to,
It's pace over placement when the ball's high for sure. You know.
Yeah, if the ball's over the net, you for sure want
How
to
about
just
if
murder
it's
it.
like down here? Like, are you just cranking it at their chest or what?
It depends on who you're playing a lot of the
I
time.
totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Yeah, I mean the thing is some people will have like exploits. If you have someone who only hits a backhand counter, right? Hayden's right here and the ball's a little bit lower. I'm only hitting a backhand counter. He's gonna want to go here because he's gonna be able to exploit that. If I pop one up to him, I'm just gonna be sitting on the backhand counter. I'm not gonna be able to get to that. So he might not hit it as hard, but since he knows his opponent's gonna use only a backhand counter, he's not gonna have time to get to this position.
Right.
And he's gonna exploit that and he might not have to hit the balls hard.
Do you guys want to play some, basically just like the dink game to get some like live examples?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
You wanna
Yeah.
play dink game?
Yeah.
Nice. It was a little bit higher. He's going more pace there.
Oh.
Come on. Nice. Great spot. Great spot. Holding the backhand counter there. He got me good.
That's right.
I'm not a right side. This isn't my spot.
Nice.
Yeah, good. Yeah, play it out with the hands too. Good.
Nice.
Yeah, see, a little bit lower, got the paddle tip down, just found a spot there instead of going more power.
Now let me ask both you guys this: when I teach this, I don't know if this is staying close with the mic. Just
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the mic picks it. So when I teach this, I don't know if this is just BS or not, but I always teach it like you want to almost have your feet like angled so you can kind of use your whole body to torque. Does that make sense? Or does that not really matter? Like I guess you can be like this and flick
If it's super low, I definitely go like this more. Like I don't have my feet like this. You can't get there enough.
Right.
You definitely have to move your feet.
Quite frankly, I'm very duck-footed, so I'm always like this.
Yeah, so like
No, but like this, he
It's to
means.
my benefit.
Like
yeah,
this.
no, so we're
Like
saying,
if you're like dinking and like you come this way, like you're hitting the ball like this. You're not gonna hit the ball like this.
Right.
You know.
that's
Like
what
you're
I'm
always you're gonna angle your feet.
Might be a technique thing. I don't do that, but
Okay.
I think you're
Might be
gonna
because you're a little bit longer too.
Yeah, I'm a little longer
You're a
and I
little-
reach very far the way I do it.
All right,
Yeah, this adds a little bit of reach in there.
It does.
Now, here, stand here. Now,
Yeah.
with the spots, do you guys want to go over, like, where are you aiming? Like, for somebody that really doesn't know, like, where do you go? Like, what's the strategy? You know what I
So,
mean?
like we said, for someone who hits a backhand counter very well, you want to hit them either right hip or right shoulder because it's tough to hit.
right
This is
here.
the best spot, right shoulder. You
Are
can't
you
really.
cranking it up there, or are you just...
No, so you're gonna want to like hit a ball. You wanna hit a couple. You're gonna want to try to float it a little bit up. You know what I mean? Kind of like up there
Oh,
where the ball's still in.
See
you
how
know?
it's really uncomfortable for me to hit
Yeah,
that
he
ball
can't
there?
hit the ball like that. He's gonna have to just reset it. Just kind of like that, and that ball's still going in.
So you're pretty much, like, scouting your opponents. I'm just standing here for the mic.
Yeah.
You're pretty much, like, almost like scouting the opponents beforehand and knowing, like, where they like to sit with the paddle.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you know somebody's forehand heavy, you're obviously going to go over here.
You're gonna go back in.
Right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. This is more for the lower shots. For the higher ones, you want to go where you're able to like be most consistent and most powerful.
And
I
hit
would
it the
say.
hardest. Yeah.
Yeah. Because typically, if you get a high flick and you have a strong flick, they're not going to get it back regardless. Like it's going to look like, you feed me one higher. Like nobody's going to get that pretty much back. Ever.
Unless
and
they
if
read
they
it
do,
perfectly.
it's gonna be pretty weak.
Right.
You're going to get an easier ball off
Now,
it.
Will, I noticed for you, you like to flick, like, heavy cross court some.
Yeah.
From the left, obviously.
Yeah.
But why heavy cross instead of... I was just saying to him, I feel like when I watch him play, he prefers to flick it like heavy cross court, if possible. Like, why that?
Yeah, there are a couple reasons. The left side, so if I'm hitting a flick from this way, the most probable spot that almost everyone flicks is through the middle.
Right,
So
so-
typically Hayden's going to be fading that way.
Okay.
And the second thing, I have a good bit of length here so I can reach far. And it's a natural body movement to hit this ball cross court.
Right.
Plus, I typically do it on higher balls where I can get the ball down. So if I do this, he's fading through the middle. It's tougher for him to judge.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, okay.
And since I have the length, I'm reaching very far in and trying to get that ball down.
Let's finish it up with like a recap of just like this obviously was like long-winded and people will be able to learn a lot from it.
Yeah.
All right, you get to the course. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, what
Yeah.
are the main things to focus on
Yeah.
to do this?
That's
Okay.
you.
So step 1's going to be, when do we hit the flick? It's when we're able to reach in and off of an aggressive dink. When you see your opponent's on their back foot and you can reach in and take advantage from there. Step 2 is just going to be like technique-wise. You know, you don't want to do too much. You never want to be bending this wrist backwards because that's going to make it more difficult to time the ball. You want to keep it here. You want to keep the swing compact, and you want to swing through.
It's just a follow through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the ball's low, you bring that paddle tip down. We're working to come around the ball. So that's number 2, just the technique. And then step 3 would be the spots. So you want to go over that?
Yeah, so spots, it all depends on who you're playing. Someone's really backhand dominant, you're going to want to hit right hip or right shoulder. Forehand, I would say you want to pull them out more to the middle. And what's step 4, Will?
Hit your flicks. Let it fly.
Oh.
Nice. Case in point. Hey,
Oh, that's sick. Good.
flex on him.
This is good. Yeah, do a couple like this.
Nice. Pop up.
Oh.
Good stuff.
I gotta wear a cuff line with this guy.
Hey. Nice. Good ball. Hey.
Now let me ask you this. Will's giving me your opinion. Wait 1 second. Hayden, give me this. Here, stand here.
Yeah.
Hayden, on the counters, this is an issue for me.
Uh-huh.
Tell me like how bad of an issue it is. I tend to like jump.
Yeah.
Don't jump.
Don't jump. You want to stand your ground. It's just a wiffle ball. Like, if you get hit, you get hit.
Yeah.
You want to stay ground, because if you're jumping, your timing's going to be off. Everything's going to be
Exactly.
off.
So stop jumping.
Stop
Yeah.
jumping. It's the
I
worst
think I
possible
actually
thing you
think
could
that's
do.
like a big thing that'll help you.
I think it's,
Really?
massive.
All right, I'm gonna do this and not jump.
Remember, like the way that I always teach people is you want to limit variables to all of your strokes.
Right.
So like you're gonna be more consistent if you have less going on with the things you do. For example, like see a lot of people use their wrist on their dinks. If you want to be super consistent, lock your wrist.
Right.
You know, things like that. And jumping just adds another element that's unnecessary.
So I should never be jumping.
Never.
Okay. Why when people play the right, is it like the jump?
It's
thing?
more of a slide.
It's more of a slide.
Yeah.
It's not like jumping like what you're doing. It's more like,
I
you know,
see.
kind of explosive, you know.
All right, let's go. I'm not gonna jump.
Nice. See?
easy
Good.
peasy when you don't jump.
That was the issue there.
I was there. Money.
Oh, that was good.
Money.
Do you have one?
That was the best flick I've ever seen you hit.
Thank you, Hayden.
Dial. Good ball,
Don't jump.
Will.
Yeah. I didn't jump on that one.
You jumped with your hands.
I did. I wanted to jump.
Ah. Ah.
So that's like a great example of why you would go cross, because he's fading so hard to the middle. That's
Nice.
good.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's really
it's a good spot because again, like most people are gonna be fading their backhand. You hit his right shoulder there.
Got
Good.
it. And that was off speed.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little lower. You got paddle tip down. It's good.
Still made it too. It's good.
Yeah, that's a quality ball.
Ugh.
Nice.
Ooh,
That's the right
So
way.
there, what I think you did is, and it's tougher when you're going down the line. When you hit it, you poked.
Right.
Remember, when you're hitting that shot, you want to come around the ball.
Oh, I see.
Also-
Yeah, you want to come around the ball.
Also, with that particular ball, you were more like, what? So you're on this side. The ball was more here, so it's tougher to get that ball to the outside line.
It's gotta be here.
Right. It's got
Yeah.
to be more here. So with that one, I would honestly take that one cross or middle.
Oh, because it's high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much better.
Nice.
It's good.
Two more.
Try one down the line from low.
That's it.
So okay,
That was
so
a
you
little
see-
poke.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
you're trying
almost
to
like you're
poke
punching it.
You want to
Don't
come.
do that.
You want to come around the ball.
Okay, so even down the line. It's got to be like.
It's got to be more. It's got to be more than going cross. Like it's got to be more shape.
You got to
around the
think,
ball.
yeah, think about the shape.
Give me another one of those. One more.
Here.
Will, your dinks. That's it.
That was better. That was better.
Gotta be-
That was better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, but when you
You're a little
poke it-
slow coming through, like,
Yeah.
because you're poking it a little bit. You got to be like quicker through the ball.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quicker
Remember
around
the
ball.
shape is going to help the ball come down because it's going to curl it back into the court and give you topspin to bring it down into the court.
Got it.
Nice,
Yes,
that's perfect.
Very good. Very
Perfect.
good. Very good.
One thing I tend to do is when the ball's wide like that, I honestly never knew this. When the ball's like super wide, like, and I'm not gonna just crank it, I would tend to just kind of like go like this down the line.
Yeah.
But like I have like no control.
Yeah,
Unless it's,
because the
like,
poke
perfect.
isn't. It's not going to have any shape on it to bring the ball down.
So it should always be like that.
Yeah,
Like
you
the
always want to
poke-
shape the ball.
The poke is like you're just trying to hit someone almost. Like there's no shape. You're not. It's like brute force.
Right.
Like if you really want to hit a good shot, maybe even hit a winner, you want to shape the ball more instead of poking or punching it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I had a question from watching. On the low balls, do you use more shoulder or wrist?
So on the lower balls, you're going to be a little bit more versatile if you use more wrist. You know, the shoulder. If you just use your shoulder and you're swinging like this, it's more of a roll, and it's a little bit easier to read. I would say. You look at like J-Dub, Hayden, and I. We all use our wrist from that point more than our shoulder.
When you see guys like Ben and Fed, they use more shoulder when they're hitting their flick. I think personally it's more readable than the wrist. I mean, you don't know where you're gonna hit the wrist. It's like this shoulder, like line, and then cross court. It's a lot easier to read. Good question, Ridley.
Ridley, any final topics? Any final questions?
Love the guest appearance by Ridley.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm just it's an honor to be here to watch these two guys. They're
you, Ridley.
incredible.
Let's go.
Seriously, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can because I'm trying to get better.
Let's
Thanks.
go, man.
Thanks so much for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, make sure to subscribe and check these guys out on Instagram, Hayden_Patriquin and Will Howells_PB.